And we have seen where the Andrew Holness administration, right, as it relates to involving in voter suppression in terms of buying up votes and all of that, right, being spent. But guess what? The economy is in serious bind. We're going to show as it relates to again, because last week I spoke about it, and it just fly over a lot of people's head. Now, let us show what the IMF is saying, and I'm going to show last week, when I spoke about it, right, in terms of the effect that is going to have on us in terms of IMF requesting for the dollars to continue to slide. I am going to show you also, as it relates to someone who has that financial knowledge, speaking the very same thing that I have spoken last week. So first, let us here go back to that clip as it relates to the IMF wants to make a dollar to fall. Now, we can't, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And this is one of the reasons why that Andrew wants to speak truth about the economy. Now listen to these people.
Today we take a closer look at modern-day neocolonialism, how foreign aid, IMF loans, and international policy influence continue to shape the political and economic decisions of Caribbean nations, and why Jamaica, my country, might still be under control, just with a different face. Let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. Neocolonialism is a system where powerful nations control or influence weaker ones, not through armies, but rather through economics, politics, and global institutions. In the Caribbean, colonialism was once enforced by chains and gunpowder, but today it's enforced by loans, conditions, currency pressure, and political dependence. Foreign aid often comes with fine print, support is conditional, and the IMF loans, those that are gifts. They're deals that come with many strings attached to it. Take Jamaica, for example. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF for short, recently recommended that Jamaica just allow the dollar to devalue, the Jamaican dollar to devalue, and stop trying to help it to prop it up. The reasoning? They claim a weaker dollar makes exports more competitive and the economy more resilient. Okay, but what does that mean for the average Jamaican? What? Higher prices, more expensive imports, and a weaker purchasing power for everyday citizens who are already struggling. Let's not forget, these IMF suggestions aren't just advice. When you owe someone billions, their recommendations often become policy. And while Jamaica has done wonderful recently, getting out and not owing them too many, we still have to ask, who really runs Caribbean nation? Is it our elected leaders? Or is it international lenders and foreign governments who decide what's best for us? From aid packages to trade agreements, immigration policies to climate finance, Caribbean nations often can't make a move without external approval or influence. Even cruise tourism, which floods the port of Ocho and Bridgetown, is definitely a double-edged sword. Why? Tourists eat, drink and shop on board or in duty-free zones owned by international conglomerates. Local vendors barely get a chance to offer their crafts or cuisine. This model, my dear, is called enclave tourism, where the tourist experience is isolated from the local culture and the economic benefits are funneled from the local population. And what happens when we resist? We get sanctioned, blacklisted, cut off from global banking systems. That doesn't even sound like freedom, does it? That sounds like a new kind of empire, really. The colonial past left us with extractive economies, foreign-owned industries, and heavy debt. That legacy continues today, except instead of gold and sugar, it's now tourism, remittances, and natural resources being siphoned off. Foreign companies,
Jamaica, right? The big surprise and the big elephant in the room. Now, since we had spoken about that, now watch this, Jamaica. It is going to be LP for the Jamaicans Andrew Holness make again another strategic move in terms of high interest rate. I am going to show Jamaica what Andrew Holness had done as a result of the money that he had spent. And we tell them, we warn them. We warn them. Andrew Holness is now raising up the toll. Now, that is going to affect many commodities. You understand, as it relates to the route, right? The main route that a lot of trucks, right, travel with commodities like cement, flour, you name it. And then, of course, that increase is going to be distributed all over. This is what Andrew Holness is now doing to Jamaica. Look on these people. Toll charges coming next month. We tell them. We tell them. And we tell them, said, okay, all right, yes. Vote in Andrew Holness. You know, my friend who had sent me his 2 finger when Andrew Holness won on the 3rd. This is what I told him. I said, prepare for inflation. But I told him weeks ahead. I did not realize it's going to be days ahead. So, my friend, if you are listening to me, this is what I told you was coming. Inflation. Now look, toll charges coming next month for Williamsfield Highway. Says NROCC. Right? Now let us go into that. Mandeville, Manchester. For the next few weeks, motorists will continue to utilize the Maypen to Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000 toll-free until the implementation of charges sometime in October. Stephen Edwards, Managing Director at National Road Operating and Construction Company, which is responsible for overseeing the design, construction, and maintenance of Jamaica Highway, said NROCC plan to yield control of the road for next month. Take that away. They only have to Jamaica. Now, when the Andrew one has come out with him big promise, right? Let me tell you the sector now who is warning Andrew Holness about the big promise in terms of minimum wage, right? From 16,000 to 32,000. They are warning Andrew Holness. They are warning him. Let me show you. Now, get up this document. Let us show how serious it is and knowing that this cannot be delivered. This cannot be delivered. Right? Now, Jamaican people, before I get into the document, the 2025 to 2026 budget expenditures, right, of a shortfall, budget shortfall. So then we are asking Andrew Holness, which are the programs that are going to be scrapped, are going to be cut?
32,000 per 2 weeks.
So then automatically, when you're talking about minimum wage from 16,000 to 32,000 beginning next year, right? It goes to 18,000. We are saying based on the 2025-2026 budget shortfall, which are the programs that are you going to cut? You need to come out and tell the Jamaican people that you can't deliver this. Now, JSDC cash on only on minimum wage promise. On the see 10 people. And this was September 1, 2025. The Jamaica Chamber of Commerce. The Jamaica Chamber of Commerce has reacted to Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness' promise to move the national minimum wage to 32,000 per 40-hour work week. Caution him to follow the established consultative process before committing to the country to such an obligation. Now, at a mass rally on Sunday in Spanish Town, the St. Catherine, Holness, who is a leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, said if the JLP retains the reins of government after Wednesday's general election, the national minimum wage will move from to 18,500 per 40-hour work week in our first budget, and then gradually after that for the next few years. I'm going to take this away. Let me tell you and lick my chest, big and bold, just like how me tell him, say, can't put back Juliet honest. Right? As Speaker of the House, let me lick my chest, big and bold. You can't deliver upon this, I promise you. Your 100 days promising in the last administration has not delivered one. And Jamaica going down the same fate. But me not blame the Jamaican people, you know the reason why I not really blame the Jamaican people. Because I rob Andrew Holness, rob the corruption, rob the election. No, let me tell you before I bring in the panel. The reason why I'm not blaming my Jamaican people. The Jamaican people turn out and vote out Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness rob the general election. And everybody know that. Andrew Holness, right, doing him seat. And so then, hold on, let me get into the nitty-gritty. Am I to give Margolin any blame? Certainly not. Am I to give the PNP any blame? Certainly not. Here what? When we look and we saw we are in 7 of the PD workers, right, claim to being sick on that election day, leaving us vulnerable. These 7 persons who are taking the bribe, you are going to pay for it through inflation. And I'm not going to blame the People's National Party. The People's National Party could have not done anything better. And anyone who blames the People's National Party must out of their natural sense. Let me tell you what. We can't. The PNP is not fortune teller to say, okay, all right. These 7 persons were going to betray them. The PNP, Margolin, they're not fortune tellers. They can't read people's mind. That they were going to take bribe and leave us vulnerable. And so then while we run the rally and we see the big program and we see the big turnout, you have some people who prepared, right, to sell them votes. You tell me, how the PNP or Margolin, right, should be responsible to know this? How are they think? How are they going to know this? Let me give you a perfect example. We have watched, we have heard, we have learned about Jesus walking with the 12 disciples. But Jesus, who are where? Jesus said, by the cock to crow 3 times, one of my disciples will deny me.
He named him Peter. He told him to his face.
And he told him to his face that, Peter, you will deny me. This is the Son of Man, God. He also stated that I will be betrayed by a kiss. Judas Iscariot betrayed him. So who is Margot? And who is the PNP? That these people who see less of themselves with their myopic view and their hungry belly wouldn't deny and wouldn't betray. All 7 of you who betray the People's National Party, it's a crying shame that you choose $70,000 as opposed to build a generation on success. And I'm asking you today, how much you have out of that $70,000 now? And is it serving you well? So let me say to Comrade Leader Margoli, a job well done, exceptionally well. You couldn't have, sir, done any better. What you have done for us is stop a dictator in a track. You have now defeat his 2/3 majority power. Mark Jefferson Golden had done that. You have now transformed the party from 14 to 28. Can't push us round again. You have now stopped a constitution reform that would have seen a dictator risen. The problem that Andrew Wallace have going forward, sir, is going to be his worst term. Because no, you have the cubs turned full-fledged lions, and they have their teeth and jaws strong to bite down into your policies. And you better come now. We heard you now talking about consultative government because you know what lined up. So please, when you come good, when you come with the policies, come good. Come good, because you can't run around the genset. Can't run around the genset. Dayton Campbell is there. You can't run around the Crawford. Crawford is there. Only a Rasta can liberate the people over hills and valleys too. And when it comes to the man that changed Portland, the man that showed that the vase can be broken, the man who split the vase, damaged the vase, legacy of corruption in Portland. Let me say this to Jamaica people. Whether they like it, yes or no, you are going to see ISAT Buchanan pivot to great leaps and bounds. Mystic sensation telling you that ISAT Buchanan is going to pivot to great leaps and bounds. And we have the lions in the parliament, and we have the lions in the Senate, and we are saying to Marky G, under no circumstances you leave out Lambert Brown. Lambert Brown has his signatures on many issues. That is a cornerstone of the cabinet. Lambert Brown is a thorn in their flesh. And if you made that critical mistake in removing Lambert Brown, problem there. So we are asking to make sure that Lambert Brown stand to its foundation. He has been there, done that, and proven himself. And that is my team. Let me bring in the opening batsman, Melting Pot.
Yes, sir, Byron. You know, we know these type of development will occur in Jamaica as soon as possible. Do you understand? Because based on what took place, yeah, leading up to the general election, this type of free hand mentality where money was splashing all over, we know it would have set back the economy. But outside of that, I have one comment to make in regards to Marky G going forward. I know the People's National Party have to do some soul searching and some facts finding and weed out some corrupt element people from around the party. some people were, I just say, rightfully they are betrayers. They are Judas. And they deny the process that Mark Wallen and the People's National Party have to roll out to benefit Jamaica and move Jamaica going forward. And so that is the only era where I know. Well then, but as I said, Mark Wallen can't preempt these things, these things have to occur. And then it becomes known to him, say, have to work that way there.
Exactly.
Clean out some garbage from around him. Some wanga gut. Some lunatic when it comes to money. Some people when have no privilege to even stand up around the party and call themselves blood and fire comrade. Yeah, because some of them sell all the spreadsheet with the name, with the canvassing done pan, Yeah, them sell 500 and 700,000. And then the labor right, them use it and get to the vulnerable people. You understand? So these people are some little betrayers. But I mean, them just formulate where the Labour Party, unleashed on Jamaica. Because that was another form of scamming. Now we know the party unleashed scamming in the Jamaica society. Because the party is built on all these type of bad practice and behavior. But we know going forward, things are going to change. Yeah? And it are going to change in such a way that, it shocked the whole entire system that run through the Labour Party. Because them feel so them win and them get to it with a corrupted election where them steal. And them having a wheel of a time to them. But you could assist them not in the high spirit, Where look on enough of them faces, they say gloomy. Where look on flight green face, it not have no smile on it. It just dead it. But it no belongs right there. Where look on Juliet face, say it not have the vibrantness and the sparkliness inside of it no more. It gone. And even garbage Andrew are the best me that put out. You understand? Crab him sleep right through the whole time. Nasty bush rat him around there. I hide behind some people and man lollipop jar all nasty cougar. You understand? Because them know say everybody know them steal the election. And them know that the people them know the purpose to them stealing the election. It's not to really govern the country because them not have that solution there. And they will never have it. A pure lie them tell. Their purpose of winning was to save themselves from criminality and to come up with hanky-panky case like what we see it now. I come from out of the DPP office, about 15%. But make I go in at something, yeah? Because Paula and Porter Jones, she read out a citation about Andrew Wallace, and she present a CV for him in a politics since 1997. But you should come in and say now, since 2016, Andrew has overseen a sustained economic growth. Lie. Because the economy could only grow by 1% and growth and could not achieve the 5 in 4 plan. That was a failure. So no way that applied to him. Number 2 bulletin point, reducing Jamaica debt to GDP ratio and achieving record low unemployment and driving major infrastructure, social and public sector wage reform. Lie, because Andrew never do no census. So he can't tell me nothing when it comes to the population and the figures as it relates to unemployment and all these things. You understand? So we know that was a lie. Number 3 bulletin point. His leadership has strengthened fiscal discipline and guided a resilient recovery from global challenges like COVID-19 pandemic. Lie. Andrew no deal with nothing in fiscal discipline. And Andrew no recover from no global challenges. Andrew get gift, if anything, in benefit from that pandemic global challenge. But Andrew rob all the money. Now we can move on to bulletin point 4. She has said his tenure has been characterized intensifying our national security. Lie. Because in our history of the most cocaine gun trafficking and bomb threat. So me rub out that when it comes to intensifying our security. You hear me say, people, under Andrew Holness regime, we have the most cocaine coming in our country. We have the most drugs trafficking in our country. And we have the most bomb scared in our country. All right, let me move on to Bulletin 5 now. Introducing measures which has contributed to a reduction in major crime. Lie. Andrew have the highest murder rate for 2 terms, the most state killing. That also include unseen and unsound mind people. Yeah? But yeah, what is more dramatic now is Bulletin Point 6, where she was saying he has championed education and youth development through sustained investment in schools,
Where we gone with the money?
training and technology, building on his earlier legacy as Minister of Education throughout his service. But I tell you, brother, he has worked to deepen public-private sector partnership, modernize public administration, and enhance opportunity for Jamaicans, fostering what he described as the strongest economy since independence.
All right,
Lie again.
All right, we have to stop in the melting pot. Spinks, wonderful punch. Take over, right? The stream, Sister Spinks. Solid punch for melting pot there.
Yes, Uncle Byron. Let me go back to the tool. We see for the past couple of months where 1.4 billion was said to have bought some school buses for the rural school bus system. And we have proven that this man cannot produce a receipt for that purchase. We have proven that these scrap metal buses is basically either $1 or nothing for the cost of one of these buses. Now, when you think of the 1.4 billion and right before election, they needed $22 million to spread across for each constituency to vote for vote buying and vote manipulation. No, that money is a pothole. That 1.4 billion is a pothole that they need to fill. And how they plan to fill it is by raising the toll payments coming up next month. When the toll payments go up, goods and services will go up automatically, like a ripple effect right across the board. Services include if a man is driving to Kingston to do his business, whatever business he's doing for his own business, and he has to pay a higher toll, he's going to charge his customers a higher price for his services, right? Now, when it comes to goods and services, goods, trucks that transport things like gas, propane gas, sugar, cement, steel, plywood, everything will go up. That means the patty that you eat for lunch is going to go up. The cocoa bread is going to go up.
Yes.
Your bread is going to go up.
Exactly, Sister Spinks.
Even if a plumber has to travel to Kingston to buy stuff to do a project, it's going to charge you more money because he has to pay a higher toll.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore the services are going to go up. No, if you're earning this minimum wage, can you pay extra for these services? Can you pay extra for these goods? This idiot man come out now and talking about a minimum wage will be raised next year. Where is he going to get the money from?
Exactly.
because he has to fill this 1.4 billion pothole. And remember, he has not paid many of the civil servants, including the pharmacy interns who turn up for work and were told to go home.
Oh, yes.
He has not paid some of the nurses, he has not paid some of the teachers, he has not paid overtime for the police. He still owes them. So these civil servants are suffering. So all the people who collected those money from the money on election day for vote, and as Uncle Byron call them, Judases, all of them, whether you're PNP or GNP who collected money for vote, you're a Judah to Jamaica. You see now, I understand what most of you read the Bible, but you don't understand how to apply what happened then to now, because nothing is new. When Moses was leading the people out of bondage, and when they were hungry, they started to grumble and complain. And we understand now why God killed out some of them. You understand, you know? You understand, because as Uncle Byron just said, Mark Golding cannot be blamed for the traitors of this country, for the Judases of this country. Cannot be blamed. And when you think on these things, it burned my stomach to know that Jamaicans will really sell out themselves for whatever money, whether it be 100, 70, 50, whatever amount of money. No, when you see the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce come out and say that the $32,000 is not practical. They know the numbers. These are business people and they know the numbers. And they're not hiding like Omar. See, Omar Azan was the only brave soul that came out from the PSOJ and spoke about the hardship we're going to face months. And everything that they say came through because Andrew is lying to the nation.
All right.
He's lying to us. And I yield the floor.
All right. Thank you for that, Spinks. All right. Wonderful punch there. Right now, let us talk about some serious situation with Andrew Ones. And we are going to show the world, you understand, that Andrew Ones, right, is, trust me, a vicious liar. Vicious liar. Now, let me play the clip, and I want people to listen to Andrew Ones. And tonight we are going to roll out the evidence on Andrew Ones and shame him, disgrace him. Now, well, he cannot be disgraced because he don't really have no shame. Let me tell you what. You understand? Shameless. Now, listen this clip with Andrew Ones. Met Boss Media. Listen this clip. Listen this clip, people, with Andrew Ones. I am going to show Jamaica something. And show Jamaica the evidence to show you how Andrew Ones current bare face and lie. Right? Look at this clip. No, that is not it.
That's Mets Boss Media.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Of the opposition is a liar and cannot be trusted. I lost money in Cash Plus and Olent. However, the PNP accepted and received.
You hear what Andrew Ones said to other people? Claiming that Mark Golding is a liar. He did not make any money out of Cash Plus. Him lost money in a Cash Plus. Me never expose Andrew to the world tonight. Start to over and make Jamaica listen to what Andrew Ones said. That was my embarrassment tonight.
$1 million from Olent. He has no credibility to talk about Ponzi scheme. They benefited from the Ponzi scheme to fund their election campaign.
What a wicked man.
He questions my wife's integrity. about development. My wife and my family are hardworking Jamaicans. We started off with the taxes like many other Jamaicans, and I have worked hard. He has sought to weaponize that. But the people who receive me when I go into the country, they say, Andrew, don't worry. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. The leader of the opposition speaks about integrity and trust. He was an advisor to a former minister of finance that put in place a policy of high interest rate, for which he acted as a broker for the government to invest loans and bonds for which he received a commission of high interest rate, to the point where one of his members described this as the greatest transfer.
Take him out.
All these evidence, just dash them up. We'll see them.
Now, exactly. If Andrew wants, if you have all of them evidence here,
Go to Prime Minister, dash them out.
for sure you how, hey, look here. If you have all of them evidence here, like I'm going to run out by you tonight and show the Jamaican people say, you personally benefit from Cash Plus, Olint, and SSN. You said you have lost money in the Ponzi scheme. We are going to show the evidence where you mention that you have collected interest in Cash Plus. And this is the thing with you, dangerous and loud. You have no shame. You have no shame. And anyone in a society want to defend you, they are like you. And that's why I told my friend who sent me the 2 finger when you won. Both you and him don't walk in the same boat. Corrupted alike. Why ugly people always give so much trouble? Because I'm ugly, you know. I hope you might listen to me. Why ugly people always give trouble? And I'm glad. You understand? I'm going to stop and keep ugly friend. Now, let me show you Andrew Warnes. Document number 1. Now bust your balls today. To show you how you lie, corrupted. You think you can't trick anybody again? And that's why you thief the election. I mean, I blame my people that because you thief the general election. And EOJ back you with that. But I want, you know, again, some of them investigated and corrupt. You understand? But if it's a true democracy, these investigators would start to investigate, right, Glasspool Brown account, investigating wife account, and looking for any bulk of money. You understand? Move into that account. You understand? You stole the election, Glasspool Brown. You understand? And what? Andrew Warnes promised you to give you an award. What can I go for? Sell out the country for what? Anybody who want to listen to talk about this this general election was on integrity. Pure shit coming out of their mouth. 100 equal coming out of their mouth. Let us get into that. Now, the thing won't catch you. Here it is.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
Straight from the horse's mouth. You know. Right? Remember, you know, this comes from out of your journal, you know, Andrew Warnes. Investment in Cash Plus. Mr. Warnes indicated that he commenced placing deposit in alternative investment in Cash Plus in early 2005. Here are the line now. He could not recall the amount of the original investment, but he invested $2 million in May 2006, which was encashed from a first global bank certificate of deposit. At June 30, 2006, the balance in Cash Plus account was $4,642,000, which Mr. Warnes said meant that approximately 2.2 million was in the account to the 2 million deposit. According to Mr. Wallace, the initial and subsequent deposit were derived from funds recovered from the proceeds of assets sold in his dissolved business, of which we have already noted he stated was to support constituency activities. No go so, people, which was rejected because no go so. He noted that he made his first investment in Cash Plus in 2005 and continued holding this account until 2007. This investment has never been previously disclosed. The lie, it affects declaration year 2005 and 2006 and was encashed in 2007 because they lied to the Integrity Commission investigators. Come on, man, we are back here. According to Mr. Wallace, he opened his account in January 2005 with an additional sum of 400,000 and was never previously declared. First Global Financial Service certificate deposit in the financial journal submitted by Mr. Wallace, he disclosed that he also invests $3 million in a certificate of deposit at 12.5% interest, which he subsequently allowed to roll over. Mr. Wallace explained that these funds were proceeds recovered from the sale of assets in his dissolved business, of which we have already noted he stated to support constituency activities which are not so, which was rejected. Not so. In 2006, $2 million was withdrawn from his account and placed in Cash Plus, as noted. This investment was not previously declared and again affects declaration years 2005, 2006. Let us go to document number 2. We go busting bubbles. So you know when Mystic saying go busting bubbles, you know some Mystic go busting bubbles. But I don't know some Mystic go busting bubbles. Watch out, you want to see me a dolly around him. You understand me? Show put the ball through 2 legs and salad him. You know, look how me I go salad him, people. Dirty lion. You think he can't trick nobody? You what now? Mr. Wallace explained that he commenced investment in Poland in mid-2005, totaling $36,000 US, $109.75. Right? Jamaican 2,316,000. Right? Derived from the proceeds of loan collections from Omega Bridge Financing. The sale of assets from Sunshine Mobile Company Limited, them company are not really existing. Line. And interest withdrawn from Cash Plus. See the people? And interest withdrawn from Cash Plus. Now, do you want to say never benefit people? See, let me tell you, say, never sell at them. You understand? Where over the football and just ball at them. See me ball at them, yeah? See me ball at them, yeah? Melting pot. You see the ball? Melting pot. Melting pot, now hear me? What are pins? Nobody now hear me? Oh, you got get put on it. Get put on it.
You make
What are they?
but we're not hearing your pinks.
So you people get put on it, standing in ready, ball gun, 2 legs, get put on it. Company debate. And tell people, say more gold and I tell lie. You understand? Him lose money in a Cash Plus. What's the interest? No interest that. Eh? You see how the man lied to Jamaican people. Eh? What do you want me to do with him tonight? But wicked and lie, all lot of corruption. And at this money. At this money. You understand? This spell. That's why I'm for TV election. That's why I'm for TV election. See the evidence there? He collect interest people. Interest. And come the run out at a lie. Or criminal. Right? Take that document away and go and show the people themselves. Yes. We don't play around here, sir. And bring the next document, document number 3 for sure. Or awesomely benefit. You think we're ramping them? You think we're ramping them around, sir? Wicked and lie. Now I could show people. You understand? Or awesomely benefit. Now see it here. I'm going to 2005. As a matter of fact, you know watch out. When it started out, this is when the Integrity Commission, they investigated. Look how money climb. Look how account climb, people. No look. And this is where I'm saying no benefit from cash plus and all it. Don't criminal. 1998, 250,000. You understand him start with? 1998, 293,000. You understand? We shot in drought some money. By 1999, his money started to go leave from 293,000. Him started thieving. So he started thieving, yeah? $964,745. In 2000, 978,000. Watch out. By 2001, see that 2,375,000. 2002, he spent a little money. 2003, he spent some a little bit more money. But watch out now, 2004, watch out now, people. 10 million from 1 million, you know. Oh, no, look, put it in the people. 2003, Andrew Wallace account left from $1.5 million to $10.6 million in people. See that? You don't tell no lie upon him. The Prime Minister, the corruption, 2013, by 2013, by 2005, sorry, he has down to 13 million. From 10 million from 2004 to 13 million. When you look at now, how I'm saying the benefit. See them at 2005 in giant cash plus, you know. And here the Prime Minister upon the podium. I said the benefit from cash plus, your dirty corruption. In 2006, how much money you have? So? No, $35 million. So. From 13 million. From 13 million on Jones to $35 million. You understand? Living for the back of Jamaican people and robbing investors. That's what you do. In 2007, from 35 million to $47 million. Oh, you say you no benefit? Eh? Oh, you say you no benefit? Show me where you lose. In 2007, from 47 million, 10 more million gone on for it. 57 million, 2000. See the people, see the evidence here. In 2008, from 57 million between 2007 to 2008, Andrew Wallace gone $81 million. And this is the man who put him back. This is the man who take the election because we don't put him in back. That's why you take the damn general election. 2009, $87 million. 2010, $89 million. Show where you lose. 2011, $89 million. 2011, $89 million. 2012, $101 million. 2012, you know. Gold put your money in SSL. This is the SSL now era. What do you say you no benefit? All dirty liar and all dirty wicked. All that me say, calm around the corner of Andrew Wallace. 2013, I'm the friend who showed me the two finger. More you look on this. You understand? Because you're corrupted too, you know. You me attack. You my friend, you know. You understand? You're all dirty corruption too. 2013, $117 million. 2014, 127. And you know the thing, people, my friend secret. My friend run taxi too, you know. My friend run taxi too. So they know me, they ask you who said the two finger come give me. Did you get rich out of the taxi and you run taxi from up here till fill up? So how you make Andrew Wallace? You understand? Run the taxi business and get richer than you. Oh, you want to get rich out of taxi and you are run taxi. My friend, what's up with the two finger? Oh, you want to get rich out of the two taxi and you run taxi from what you are till fill up, you know. Oh, you every day you suffer for make a dollar. Every day you suffer for make a dollar. Hey, my friend. Sorry for you, know. Inflation are going to out to short wall. 2014, $127 million. 2015, $125 million. 2016, $125 million. 2016 again, $136 million. 2017, $144 million. 2018, $147 million. 2019, $163 million. And people, by 2023, the Prime Minister have $470 million. How make it make sense? Take that away. By 2023, the Prime Minister have over $470 million. How make it make sense? Wicked and corrupted, wicked and vicious melting pot. Take it away, melting pot.
Yes, my brother. First, I want to address Andrew Wallace on this. You know, FinSac thing where them try to use as a narrative to paint a bad picture for the People's National Party. After the man them constitute them Ponzi scheme, you know. Him want to say People's National Party benefit from the Ponzi scheme. Lie again, Andrew. Lie again. Because me I go tell the people them once again. I tell them already, you know. But for your sake and your lying lips where you have, I'm going to tell the listeners to them ears once again what took place. We all know, yeah, that the Ponzi scheme was orchestrated to rob Jamaican investors out of them investment money. You, Andrew Wallace, you benefit immensely. You understand? And, you know, the bank account we show. I will just put up the graphic, you know. But here what happen now? You know, just on the benefit from the Ponzi scheme as it relates to where you get out tight, you know. When the people them find themselves, the investors them with them back up against the wall, you know. Based on the high inflation rate that the government had to implement to slow down the borrowing at the time, because people were borrowing money to balance them life, to save them roof over them head. But you know what you do, Andrew? You advise them on go and buy off the property from the stricken investors we want to rob. We want to clean them out by taking them property off of them for little or nothing. You have one now where you buy for little or nothing, you know, 7 million, and it value nearly 100 million right now. You need to tell the people about that. Mark Golding as a banker at the time was a legal banker. When thing registered him a pay him corporate tax. Yeah, there in Bunting and Golding. No matter what them want to do, there was more other investment bank in the country who also benefit, but you're not speaking about them. Because Mark Golding at the time did have film thing going, and Mark Golding, your center, your corruption around. It can't be centered around Mark Golding. You and your hierarchies, them created the Ponzi scheme, several of them, and you always come out on the winning side. But you want to know something more significant when you talk about the PMP get money from it to run them election. Lie this again. A guy named David Smith going to 500 million US. And that if you come talk about, him said that personally, you know.
Yeah, 5 million.
Donor said that personally.
5 million US.
5 million US.
Yes.
Yeah, 5 million US. The donor, David Smith, said that clearly outlined that. So don't come tell Jamaican people nothing because you feel like, so well then, to the age of the voter, them will run around your car, your young people government. Most of them are born at that time, so they're not privy to the information and what took place. But we are teach them, because around here so is an educational institution where we teach people how corruption orchestrated and formulated and run in a Jamaica and which party run it. So we have to teach them everything. You understand? So when you come out now and I state them allegation there, just get a mirror and look for yourself. Get a mirror and look for yourself. It's not one Ponzi scheme, it's not two Ponzi scheme. Exactly. It's several Ponzi scheme you run at Jamaica, the last one at SSL. You understand? And you benefit immensely from that. Because you make sure take away all the whole year the 60 million, you know. You and your friend them, you know. And that's how you operate in our place. So we know when you come attack, you just try to, you know, put on a stiff face because you're a pugnacious liar. You know, if you lie to the society. You know, if you con the people. Yes, man. You understand? This guy operates in a way where he is a serial liar. You understand? So Andrew Holness now, hear what I say to you now. You need to tell everybody about your 473 million, where the genesis of that all started. You understand?
Yes.
You need to talk about the whole heap of corruption where you do as a prime minister. The high level of nepotism and cronyism where you're involved in. Yeah? You talk about people malicious your wife because you're not a real estate investor. Who need to come in politics as real estate investor? Me know the government portfolio work what you do, you know. Yeah, you did preside over land and housing at one time, you know, and you know about the land them, and you thief them from the citizens of Jamaica. All the land you have, where you and your wife are carry out development plan, and some of your friends them have the whole of thief the land. Charles thief land, JC Hutchinson thief land, you thief land. Bush right now him thief apartment from the people when them come for them planning permission. If you not give him 2 apartments, you can't get the planning permission. I saw him run the country and the mafia is him. Yeah. The PNP don't know that protocol there. They have never studied that protocol. Because the PNP are bright, eloquent, civil-minded society group. Uno no education, that's why uno thief. Because uno no have no regard for education. And when you're youth, if you grow up in a society and have the education to go and get a proper job, you will thief. And that is what the Jamaica Labour Party preside over. Can the electorate get them vote and then go and go thief and not do nothing for the country more than rob the country? That's why you're in the shit pit right now. You sell drugs, you do all type of thing. That's why US are look for with keen interest. You in a situation right now where I don't know where you think. If I were you, I would resign and try to do a plea bargain with America, but that still couldn't help you. Here, because they were going to haul you out of the Prime Minister office or out of Parliament. They were going to shame you like dog right across the world. You're going to get handcuffed in the public eyes. Everybody are going to see when they handcuff and go upon you. Because you know what I'm to you? You're too live and you're vicious. Yeah? And you're a guy who have devious intention in your head, and you always use it for the people in Jamaica. You forgot the egg. You forgot the egg.
All right, let us. Wonderful punch. When you find melting pot so hot, you have to have Sister Spinks to cool him down in the man. Come in, Sister Spinks, and cool down the vibration from melting pot. Lady Spinks. All right.
Melting pot drinking his tea, man. Too hot over there. Well, you know, on yesterday, there was taxi men protesting in St. James, South St. James, in Cambridge. And while they were protesting about the bad roads in Cambridge. And one of the complaints that came across was them complaining about how much money they had to spend for parts and replacing parts because of the bad road condition in the area. I would like Andrew Holness, since you had a taxi company that was the most successful taxi company in Jamaica, to come and teach our taximen how to make money out of 2 taxis.
Oh yes, exactly.
Just like how Damian Crawford is a mathematician and he took time out of his life to teach people maths, come and teach us the business formula, because every taxman needs to become a millionaire just like you out of 2 taxis. Now, we all know by now, FinSac was the solution to the financial meltdown what happened, right? No, that meltdown was the largest property grab that happened in Jamaica. largest property grab. And this is what colonial thinking people do. They want what you have. They will do anything to take what you have. And we all see the mindset of the GLP. It has always been of a colonial mindset, right? No, when you think of Andrones complaining all the time about using FinTech and using FinTech as a crutch and blaming us, the PNP, I would suggest to Andrew right now, just do one thing. End the argument, just end the story of the FinTech, just release the FinTech report and the Crow report and stop using as a crutch against us. Because we who know better. Alright? Just release the FinTech report. So much money was spent for it. Just release it. And I yield the floor, Uncle Byron.
All right, blessing. And as what Sister Spinks. And we all agree with Sister Spinks, right? The time you're on the podium, different platforms and speaking about telling the lies and spewing the phenomenon. Don't you want to embarrass the People's National Party? Right? Release the report. Release the report, because if you release the report, you're pumped. Because they want to see all of your involvement in the report. And that is one of the reasons why they want it. Because you play several parts in that report. Just like the crowd report, you don't want to release the crowd report.
That's why they fight so hard to go back in.
And that's why they fight so hard to go back into power. To steal.
To thief. So hard.
That's why they steal the election. Because you know, say, if the People's National Party, right, goes into power, the crowd report was going to release. And journalists, you'd have seen your active parts playing out. But we say, Andrew, karma they round the corner.
Imagine we the Jamaican people pay for
right?
We can't get with food.
Now let me show you something. I'm going to read something as it relates to the democratic erosion of our society as a result of anti-oneness, a kleptocratic government, a rogue government. This is not a government that deals with principles, balance, and transparency. They are criminals. Not hesitating to say that. They are criminals. Now look at this. Let us get into that. Now just reading a letter from my friend here. Jamaica Democratic erosion. Why Peter Espew warning about JP's third term. JP's third term should alarm every Jamaican. You know what the man said? People, look and listen. Jamaica democratic erosion. Question. Why Peter Espew warning about JLP's third term should alarm every Jamaican, which is true. But I'm going to say something to Mr. Espew when I finish. Montego Bay, Jamaica, August 23, 2024. 25. When sociologist Peter Espew penned his blistering analysis in Thursday's Gleaner, he delivered more than political commentary. He issued a democratic emergency alert. You know, hear that, Jamaica people? Want to hear that? You know? His premise was deceptively simple. The Jamaica Labour Party hasn't released their 2025 manifesto because their record over the last decade clearly indicates the direction they are going. Now, I want to listen to people. What SPU then laid bare was a chilling inventory of democratic erosion that should make every Jamaican reach for their constitution and demand answers. Now, look. 10 days after announcing the September 3rd election date, the GLP still had no manifesto, a silence that XPU interpreted not as oversight, but as arrogance. They believe their actions speak loudly enough. Unfortunately for Jamaican democracy, is right. Now, the concentration of power, a constitutional coup in plain sight. Want to hear that, people? A constitutional coup in plain sight. SPU most alarming revelation centers on the JLP's proposed constitutional changes that would fundamentally alter Jamaica's balance of power under the Constitution Amendment Republic Act 2024. The Prime Minister ultimately shall determine who shall become the President of Jamaica without needing to consult anyone. Want to hear that, Jamaica people? This isn't merely about ceremonial roles. It's about mathematical control of democratic institutions. Here is the arithmetic of authoritarianism. The proposed republic would have 27 senators, 15 nominated by the Prime Minister, 9 by the opposition leader, and 3 by the President. Since the President would be the Prime Minister choice, those 3 presidential nominees would reliably vote with the government's 15, creating an automatic 18 vote block. In a 27-member Senate, that's a permanent 2/3 majority. The exact threshold needed to amend Jamaica's entrenched constitutional provisions. This new arrangement effectively neuters the opposition and concentrates power in the hands of the Prime Minister, SPU warns. The opposition would be reduced to theoretical irrelevance. Their 9 votes forever insufficient to block constitutional changes. Democracy requires more than elections. It demands meaningful opposition participation. The GLP's proposed system would eliminate that requirement forever. This mechanism mirrors techniques used by elected authoritarian worldwide capture institutions legally, then use those captured institutions to entrench power permanently. It's not a coup, it's a constitutional strangulation. Want to hear that? Dismantling democratic safeguards, the systemic erosion. XPU inventory reads like a textbook case of institutional capture. The GLP has already neutered the political ombudsman and plans to continue this happy provision. They are committed to absolute secrecy with respect to all filings before the Integrity Commission, including absolute secrecy about who gets government contracts. Now, listening to people. More troubling still, a re-elected GLP government will take steps to abolish the offenses of unexplained wealth and illicit enrichment. A re-elected GLP government will take steps to abolish the offenses of unexplained wealth and illicit enrichment laws designed to catch public officials whose assets mysteriously exceeded their declared income. They also plan to reduce the powers of the Integrity Commission to investigate the financial affairs of family members and business associates of politicians. We show you that this government is a rogue government, sets of criminals. Consider the implications: no transparency in government contracts, no accountability for political donations, no investigation of unexplained wealth, and weak oversight of the politicians' financial networks. This isn't governance, it's systematical, eliminating every mechanism that could expose corruption or abuse of power. People who have an ear, let them hear. The GLP insists that any considerations of transparency and accountability must come second to right of politicians to privacy in their financial affairs. In what functioning democracy do politicians enjoy privacy rights superior to citizens' rights to accountable government? It is we who employ them. They are our employee. Let me talk to the panel. Now, I'm glad how you spoke out, Mr. FPU. Let Jamaica know how, why Mark Golden is the greatest, why Mark Golden is excellent, why we are not to find no fault with Mark Golden or the People's National Party, because what I have just read to you, Mark Golden just changed that.
Only 14.
Mark Golden take away the 2/3 majority. Jamaica, when I show you that document, Mark Jefferson Golden stop it. Hallelujah. Almighty God. That was the GLP plan. And today they are confused because the 14 members to 28, they are not happy going in parliament, people. They are not happy going into parliament. They are bruised, they are battered, they are weak. Mark Golden is like a thorn that rose up and slew the beast. Andrew Holness, you have stolen the election, but you have weakened to your lowest form. So all those, right, who speaking negative, Mark Golden had saved Jamaica from a political crucifixion that the Jamaica Labour Party was planning. Mark Jefferson Golden, I personally, sir, lift my hat to you. I never no hat, but I still lift it. I want to say big thanks from my hearts of heart, Mark Golden. You're a white man, but you're black inside. Your heart defend us because you love us genuinely. Thank you, sir. Thank you to save Jamaica. And we tell you, Mark Golden, because I am delivering the message that some of them who we are fighting for, we fight for them with the left hand, but you have to use the right hand to ease them off. Because they are not mentally liberated. And so the task that we have at hand, one thing I'm asking you, Mark Golden, one thing I'm asking you, continue to hold on to us and believe in us and be the leader. Take us through perilous times. Because again, sir, you have served us well. And we thank you on behalf of my Jamaican people with love from our heart, Mark Golden. Please never, ever feel that. Feel disappointed. You have done your best. And your best is more than good enough. Jamaica need to understand what you have saved us from. Just like in the days when you have taken the money out of your personal pocket and sent to the students in Ukraine and said, come home, my children, come home, my children. Andrew Holness said they need to take out loans. He's black. Mark Golden, he's black. But inside of Andrew Holness, every signs and DNA and chromosome is crony capitalist. And we have victory of that tonight. That was your plan. That was your plan. To install yourself as a dictator. But September 3 brought victory for us. ISAT Buchanan, crush it from the east. Deliver a vital blow to the vast empire. And Michael and Mark Jefferson Golden stood in the middle and down the ship in the pathway to deliver his people. Mark Jefferson Golden, you are our Black Moses. And I seal that template upon your heart tonight. Black Moses, Mark Jefferson Golden, and Pharaoh Andrew Holness. Enjoy your time because your time drawing nigh. I yield the floor. Melting pot. Kick it.
Yeah, man.
So we don't play
Make I take up where you left off right now, because you touch a real point, you know, where you say, ISAT break the vase ground. Yeah? One which is welcome to all patriotic Jamaican, because that dynasty was getting out of hand. But I must also big up Rosemary Shaw to get rid of the Charles out of St. Thomas once and for all. I want to ask Andrew Holness one little simple question. Andrew, you think you as a graduate from St. Catherine High, no disrespect to St. Catherine High, but we know St. Catherine High can't measure up to a champion college graduate. Or you become feel like you can trick Mark Walling into giving you his support in changing Jamaica into a Republican state, where you have your ceremonial president, where you and him in a bed together, I share one pillow, yeah, and him come give you everything what you want, to destroy Jamaica. Marky G wouldn't fall for that. Marky G a brighter student than you know. Because Marky G upstanding in I'm cranium. I be a shit full up your one and corruption. Yeah, you can't come around Marky G with them hanky panky, brother and Nancy style of tactics there. It no work with Marky G. You understand? So Marky G do stand firm. Marky G stand firm against corruption and corruption leaders. And Marky G will never embrace no plan where you have. I hear you this afternoon, earlier on, at your Gangala finale. Cause that me call it, you know. Yeah, I talk about you would like Mark to work hand in hand with you to deliver Republic. Man, move and go one side. Go brush your teeth. Your mouth stink, Marky G. Now one year, nothing to come out of your mouth because it's be a corruption. You think Marky G could have ever sell out him people them to you, Mr. Corruption? The man who carry out a coup to defeat democratic system in our country. It's a coup you carry out on the democracy in our country, you know, and steal the election. Let me tell you where I'm going. You understand? Because you feel like so we know dissect the whole process of your plan. You use a guy named Tadpole Green. Yeah? Where him responsible to run the EOJ office. So everything under film portfolio and film control. I'm going to ask the garbage, how did the ink get outside? How did the ink reach outside into unscrupulous hands?
Seems okay. Solid question.
So yes. So me want to ask the powers that being, if you don't know about the 1944 People's Act and what it represents, the true value of it. This guy, instead of him get award, him should have resigned and get charged, arrested and get charged. This guy has corrupt a very sensitive institution in Jamaica. And right now, Jamaican people are up here dearly. Who let that Paul Green carry out and orchestrate him Andrew Holness, Bushrat and the whole of them hierarchies there, Tough Tongue, the whole of them. Jamaica are going to pay dearly. And this is why, as a result of this election, IMF already telling Jamaica that they must allow the dial to slide to 200 to 1. Because IMF knows that this guy is not fiscally disciplined. IMF would never have said that to Portia Simpson.
No.
Administration at the time, you know. They were applauding the system that Portia system had in place. And were even trying to sell the formula to other third world countries who found themselves in a similar position like Jamaica at the time. Just like how Michael Manley had a philosophy that the Singaporean them came and took and use it now to have one of the strongest economy in the world. You understand? So we know that the People's National Party has always put forward bright Jamaican to rule in certain capacity and to administrate the country welfare. Not like the garbage Labour Party who always go and find themselves and arm themselves with criminal elements. You understand? So Mark Wallen could never let a little guy from St. Catherine High come use him, brother Nancy brain and trick him. And all these people from civil society group like the church who did come out and back that policy going forward where Andrew Holness want to use to change up a constitution, you should be ashamed of yourself. I see them draft a criminal bishop, you know, Errol Blair. We know that a criminal. That preach with gun in him waist. You understand? That preach with gun in him waist and carry out a whole heap of atrocity. That run as a Labour MP back in the days. In them carry a piece of shit bishop to come preside and talk about him and deliver prayer. You can't use garbage and corruption to deliver God's word. You understand? I'm going to tell you what them do. You see the whole fiasco, it was such a shamble. Yeah, it was such a shamble. And when I tell you, say, it get me in a mood where I feel like I want to get rude, but I have to control myself. Yeah, the gospel was turned upside down and the song of praise inside out. And them people, them have around them. They come turn the gospel upside down. You cannot preach for swearing a criminal, a known criminal. You can't use God's song of praise to serenade a criminal and his wife. We not sure what we do in Jamaica. We not turn the gospel upside down and the song of praise is inside out. For them two nasty criminals, let me see. Look upon Juliet, she look out of place. You can imagine your husband, yeah, if him reputable, being given another term to run a country as a chief civil servant, but you can't look vibrant in your face. Her face look droopy like Shema Maka.
Even the kids.
Droopy like Shema Maka. Anybody could have seen it. She had go in all her handbag. She had all her rock her red like she had them little ghetto girl when it come to the music when the youth them come up there perform. She don't even know for humble herself because she has skettle. Me can't tell anybody say Juliet Holness a skettle. They wanna see her about crutches over man. Nose man, cock up and bike fender man. A shit that. And she and her husband are the two biggest criminals in a CARICOM. That's why every CARICOM heads of state shun them event. They want to have people from Dominica, Cayman Islands, and Turks and Caicos.
Entities.
But with Caribbean Island, they never, I'm telling you, so they not come there either. Because Caribbeans, the CARICOM stronger than me a monthly. You understand? You think she has sent a representative or make the other people them come there? You mad? To come do what? To come rub up themselves and corrupted element? To come endorse corruption in the region? You must be sick. Andrew couldn't, hey, let me tell you something. Andrew look like a piece of shit in a poor piece this afternoon. You could have seen it all over him. All over him you could have seen. You understand? When the garbage stepped to the podium, you know, yeah, his face was down. That's not the Andrew Wallace I know as the young people government back in the days. And him try to sieve him way through this the speech when pay for them right. That's why I mean like listen to man where talk off a paper, you know. You have to come out of your head cup. Then we know sir that you have in store for the people. We don't pay this millions of dollars for write them speech there to no friend. Some lavishous word when I apply to Andrew like integrity, good governance. I hear them word coming from him. I was taken aback. I wonder what this guy really has said. This guy talk to the entire world, you know. And him not even realize. And him don't know, so they, and him be sure no him know, so the entire world know him a criminal. Yeah? But him a go through and a carry on at the him with a fair election. The entire world knows Andrew robbed the election. And we tell them how it go. Yeah, and this guy, Tadpole Green, where we see Andrew and him cook up them Redering and Saltfish, because you know so that the party them run off. And that I feel them education the Saltfish. A Redering and Saltfish them cook up, man. Yeah, in Andrew office. Them having lunch together. With this guy knows underneath Andrew arm and them crutches. You understand? A guy will go preside over one local government election and one general. But him get a award before the general. And Fisher who do great thing. Remember, you know, a Fisher changed the seat them to 63, you know. Put the uneven number in there, you know, so we don't have a tie, you know. That man don't get no award for that, you know. A guy with them take from Mobile, maybe out of Chang Gang, and carry him come fast track him in this. Yeah, I move him up to director. He was assistant director, and at no time they move him to director for EOJ. Yeah, I get award. What this guy do? So you see, Andrew award people for corruption, plain and obvious. This guy now no track record to get an award. Yeah, and him currently being employed in a very sensitive office that decide the future of the country. But the garbage prime minister awarding, then it a plain and obvious what them do. They carry out a coup and democracy.
Quid pro quo.
All right. You do something for me, I do back something for you.
Yeah.
But this guy no do not with Jamaica, none of them. They are criminals. And I like how CARICOM leaders shun the nastiness. Shun him! My garbage! You think CARICOM a wrap up with garbage no more?
Yeah, man. Shun the very appearance of evil.
Of course, them shun him. But we know Cayman Island did our back him because them have a little church organization down there, you know. And the nasty church people them in Jamaica will preside over corruption, you know. Yeah, them have them network down there so too. I remember nasty thinking dirty Fitzbailey, they are Turks and Caicos. You understand? Remember down them there, you know, I do commissioner job, you know. But we want him back in our place to call him a criminal. You understand? I run them left the country. Because you can't be in line there as the assistant commissioner. And when Google Gaga leave, you run gone and make a little nastiness like Google too. Yeah? Come take your seat. You know, sister them I run from a lot of things in Jamaica. Nigel run where you know. Dunstan, Brian run where and several more, you know. Because them know what's coming. And just sit down I put on this brave face. And I go on like him is deserving of 3 terms or the people I'm in favor of him. And the people back turn upon you, and you know that. Because me, I will just use a number for the day. The People's National Party get 97,000 more additional new voters from what them getting at 2020. Young could have amassed 5,000. That is a 19% to 1. That is 19% to 1, and under no circumstance you cannot defeat those figures. Those are figures that show you where the mood of the people was on the day. But when you use voter suppression, vote buying, all type of mechanism, remember when you shut down all internet power outreach, when you do everything now on the disposal, and remember your seat on the investigation right now, and it's up for a rerun. Here, so when you are swearing, and I go on with your most antics, and a style marketing and some diplomatic way, like you know, think I'm melting pot listening you. Remember, no, so you can't style the man of integrity. That is the integrity, boss. You don't have none. You're garbage. Your son, them look like something out of this world. Them never even look like them fit the so. Cause them shame. Your son, them were a shame of even your mother was long already. Show me that they put on a brave face. Many of your Iraqis, them know, say, boy, this don't look good enough. We should even there saying about. But somehow we find ourselves there. So.
Exactly.
And you look at nasty supporters, them, your green army, your morass, them, where you can't come there where you make some nights, and all a ring bell. Whenever you hear bell ring a swearing in ceremony, we no shit house, you know. We no soon have nothing about, you know. We not go with the nasty bell about. Keep with the nasty bell to yourself, man. We no rob something and yet still not celebrate. No sound of garbage now, head, man. It's only a matter of time, you know. Because right now, I'm glad Uncle Sam now a draw closer to you know. Yeah. I want to see if you can use Trek 5 to take you out of prison when Uncle Sam come for you. To stop for them process. You shall go and see Dodos again. You ever hear the song where say we shall meet again by and by? You shall go and see Dodos again. You shall meet him in real life too. You see all Pumbas over so, where man and friend them a plan to carry out what you call now destruction of property, what we call terrorism, to dynamite up place with the people life, which is water. Oh no, wait, man. Remember, say you got Mexico pay 140,000 US, you know. Remember, you do a lot of things, you know. You have a visa with a waiver, a special waiver, you know. That alone constitute you already for the United States custody. Allow them lawyer for a period of time, you know, shit bars. When about the place, you see all nasty James Roberts. Remember I'm linked to them hard, you know. Drugs kingpin, you know. Them know about that, the nastiness stuff at St. Thomas. Remember, a live interview tell we from public platforms say this guy have over 30 murder upon him hand, but yet still St. Thomas people still retain him. The piece of shit will make them product glut and then come around, come buy it off and them flick like nothing. St. Thomas people are done so, no done so. Eh? Oh, now have a known murderer around, you know. Eh? We mash up on a place. We rob on a fabric. Yeah, which is an agriculture base. Him rob it from you know. You can't even survive through agriculture means. Because this guy makes sure no to manipulate the things so now to give him things to look like nothing. And then him sell it back for wagga money. Because I'm a criminal. Remember I'm use drugs, you know. Remember I'm snart. Him father have to give a land to settle him drugs deal. We don't use snart around here, we use smarter people. I'll be a snorter in the Labour Party. They are snorters. And we have to clean them out, you know. We cannot trust them with the public funds no more. These people have been mashing up the country for too long. And today, the first time I ever felt like I'm not a Jamaican. When I look and see civil society group come out in their numbers to support a criminal and his wife, I said, my God, look at what democracy has come to. Democracy has fallen at the hands of a corruption leader, fallen at the hands of a corruption man in charge of the EOJ office. This guy, Gladstone Brown, yeah, aka Tadpole Green, he need to be arrested. He need to leave the office of the EOJ as soon as ASAP and get arrested and charged for the breach of the 1944 People's Act. And all these people that you saw selling and buying vote, they should fall foul of the last year. Get arrested and charged. And I mean, don't charge them now 5,000, you know, for the money big now. You have to charge them 500,000. Yeah? And on top of it, to give them 6 months hard labor in a prison. On top of the 500,000. You have to send a strong message. That's the only way we can clean up corruption in the country. If we continue to embrace these nastiness, we'll never get anywhere. We'll always be in the trench of corruption. And we have to isolate that method where you see this nasty government introduce. This method of scamming. This method where voters don't see fit if they're not getting the money, they're not casting their vote. Which country run like this? That's why I'm telling the diaspora, eat them hungry. Not for them in December. And going forward, you have to make them stay under Andrew Wallace's cycle until this bandage release off of Jamaica. Then we can't think otherwise. If we send in the money, Andrew will work, Andrew will steal the money. That's what he's been doing. You can imagine a country get nearly $4 billion US from the diaspora every year. But you don't see nothing way to do. When a guy come tell you about him have the strongest economy since independence, you know, this guy take up a lunatic. This guy insult to intelligence. A country that is under recession can never have the strongest economy. What has Andrew brought to the country to boost economy? He's talking about how many hundreds of thousands of job creation. Andrew lied. Andrew tell lie upon him employment. Andrew not no census, him can't know nothing about employment or unemployment. Andrew is just a trickster, a conster. Yeah? Andrew is a bandulist operator. And as soon as we get this of shit you out of our place, the country now go move. Me I go continue to feel the way I feel. Because me hurt for know say a guy will come see the thing set, come and destroy it like this, for him one purpose. Him and them cronies them wealthy out of a country where indebted to the outside world. A third world country we have super billionaire. Super billionaire, but him don't own a proper manufacturing company. Him have shell company. Him have 2 taxis at the same Genesis come from. I want to the guy, man. This guy need to get arrested, Andrew Wallace. You must be charged. And since the process of election cannot remove you, US government will move you. And you must move, you know. Because I warn you, you know. I tell you, so when you not plan, God will wipe out on a plan, you know. We don't plan for rob the election. We save yourself. But you know, see what I'm doing right away. A new day is dawning. US is calling. Calling Andrew Wallace. Time to come home. I yield back the floor.
All right, sister, Lady Melton, Pinks, right? Close us out for tonight. So take your time, right, and close us out tonight, my lady Pinks. Go ahead.
Yes, Uncle Byron, it won't be long. You know what I have to say. You said that we must shun the very appearance of evil.
Yes.
And Melting Pot said, pastors should not pray over evil people. But
Exactly.
we all know that there are many people who pretend to be pastors. And even the Bible tells us that there are a hypocrites out there when it comes to the word of God. And we have to use our own discernment, common sense, and intelligence to figure them out. Because many people out there who claim to be pastors are leading people astray. And any pastor who pray over Andrew should know that his prayer is wasted.
Oh
And
yeah.
that pastor must realize by now he is not near God, but he is very far from God. Now, when you look at the purchasing power of our government and they being our servants, when I run my company and I have a project and I assign somebody the purchasing power to buy goods for the project, that person need to return all the receipts to me to verify. Even sometimes when we have an overrun on a project and the client and I need more money for the project, I have to show my accounts how I spent the money that went before, that I got before, and then I have to tell him why or tell her why I want the extra money because things have to be transparent in a construction project. Simple. And it's the same thing when it comes to Jamaica. Jamaica is a business. All we are asking this government to do is to show us how we are the clients, you know. We are the clients. It is our money that they are spending, and we want to know how they spend the money. We're asking for a report. Every year every ministry is supposed to give a report every year in Parliament. And we see Ministry of Health for over 10 years have not made any report. Why is this happening in Jamaica? Why are they being so tardy? Why are they being so reckless? Why are they being so careless with our money? But I'm happy now. I'm happier now that we have 28 strong people over there in our government on our side who will stand up and demand them show us how the money is being spent because we cannot go forward with the squandering and gambling of our money. They have done so in the past 5 years, and the time for that has come to an end. And I hope going forward that Mark Jefferson Golden will ask for an audit for every ministry because every ministry needs to be audited. We need to know how the money is being spent. And going forward, we will have power of the oversight committee, and we need to use our power strongly going forward. This is my country, and I'm here fighting for my country every day. I love this country. I don't plan to live anywhere else. All I want is a good, honest government. And that is why I'm here every time I can be to fight for justice, fight for honesty, fight for integrity. I am one person who was raised in a family that believes in honesty and integrity and having good character. And what I realize is that Mark Jefferson Golden is basically has a similar characteristics that I was raised on, same principle that I was raised on. And this is one reason I respect this man so much because I see so much of my parents in this man. Same principle, same beloved principle, having high morals, having good character, being honest, having a good name in your community that you live with. Be careful of the company that you keep. Be selective of the company you keep. Do not hang out with anybody who is corrupt or dishonest. Those are the principles I was raised on. And everybody has a choice. Just like how some people choose to do bad, you have some people who choose to be good. And everybody have a choice. Everybody come to a crossroad in their life where they can choose to be good or evil. It does not matter what your social status is in life. You have a right to choose to either be good or be bad. And everybody knows that they have to make this choice. You can either choose prison or death, or choose to do good and stay on the road of good. No, Mark Jefferson Golden for me represents a man who wants to change Jamaica. He wants to change Jamaica from being low moral standards. He wants to uplift Jamaica. He wants to bring us to an era of governance, of where we have honest people of good character, good integrity going forward. He wants us to be educated. He wants us to have the best healthcare. He wants us to have the best life. He wants us to know that first world countries that have travel bans on us lift their travel bans on us. Now we have Donald Trump making this announcement today, and it's a very bad announcement for Jamaica. It's nothing good for Jamaica. What this means, our visa will be changing. It means that we can either have our visas revoked or Jamaicans can have their green cards taken away. We don't know what's happening because guess what? Congress have to decide. And you know what I find very amazing? Donald Trump waited until after election to make this announcement. And I think they're all connected.
Exactly. Well said,
And
Spink.
if you follow the logics of what I'm saying, you will understand because maybe Donald Trump wanted a change in government himself because everybody knows Donald Trump asked on this woman Marks to leave America and because he claimed that she was corrupt and yet she's now an elected member of parliament in the JLP. America has been tracking a lot of things been happening here. They track guns to Jamaica, they track drugs to Jamaica, they track everything bad to Jamaica. Why is it? And they are aware. The US government has somebody here in the US embassy who knows about our health issues here. They know, they're aware. Canada have someone here too. England have somebody here too. They are aware what is happening in Jamaica. So I don't know why is it they try to push things under the rug and lie to us. The whole world knows what's happening to us. They hear our cries every day. They hear our cries of justice. And every day cannot be the same. The future cannot be the same. And every day we want a change going forward. And I predict that within 2 years' time, the GLP government will not be in government of this country because things have to change. We can't go through another 5 years of this. I love my country and I will not leave here. I'm here to fight for the dignity and the integrity of my country. And I yield the floor to you, Uncle Byron.
I myself couldn't say it better than how Spinks said tonight. You know, sitting here listening to Spinks, you understand, it's an indictment on Andrew Holness, and to show you that you know the United States, as it relates to Donald Trump, poking the Prime Minister as it relates to his swearing in to have released that information. You understand? It is definitely an indictment on Andrew Holness, right? And so then, right, we are preparing that Andrew Holness' third term is going to be his worst term ever. And I do believe, in terms of what's being said, that within the next 2 years, a change of government, right, is imminent. So let us sit tight and watch the ride, right? And of course, I'm going to hand over to Wifey for Wifey to close us out.
Okay, so thanks, guys. Oh, oops.
Oh,
Oops.
all right.
It's in my look down.
Let us hear from Sister Pat, right? Sister Pat,
Yeah,
speak to us now.
I tell you the truth. Before class even start.
Ah,
And it turned September, I feel down after sitting and watching election.
yes.
But honestly, today I feel worse and down. I don't even watch it. I click on mistake and I like thumbs up and just come off. hurt me so much. It just come to the realization that this man swearing as a prime minister, knowing the atrocity that he have done. And when people are going to tell you about to go to church, when you look this big pastor man say I read Bible, I know not tell me to go. What me I go to church for? Eh? When you look and see what kind of some put out on we, Lord have mercy, me we never go to America. I would have liked to go to America. Do me no.
Exactly. And that's no joke.
Do me. So it no make sense. Me even say me I go look visa. That will not help me. Younger than me to come. And these people in civil society, their parlor, chair, I read one something. Mistake one time, me go on history. Let me tell you already. I went to a funeral. I go to christen my baby. And my baby get christened, and so we know the man will stop at a funeral. And when them are reading eulogy, me see one man get up and say, make him want to look in a casket. If I that the man, them attack, they would sit about. I can't forget it. 1993. I can't forget it. And when I hear them attack, them sitting there for education and where Antoine do, one bring Jamaica and Jamaican far away in a disrepute, disrespect. I remember when you're going up and say you're that Jamaican foreigner love you. Then I have to know you. No, Jamaica wipe up my map. Clean. It's a bittersweet moment for me today.
So,
The 3rd of September was a bittersweet. And me take time cope, but today, when the man really swearing, and you see a governor general, Lord, may I tell you, governor general, you go and say death, and death I want to tell you and a year time. And you shall suffer it, you shall suffer it, you shall feel it, But anyway, Uncle Byron
it's
and Marie Melton Pinks, I can tell you no, word can express the gratitude and thanks we're not do for people. People like me, because without no to keep up with we just feel like there's no hope. Like we're in the middle of the ocean and we don't see nothing come away. But so we thank you for all of the information, all of the comfort, all of the love we give it. So we are going all tight, all string, and watch the salvation of the good Lord. Not the one we are talking about. Cast can to melting pot in the Bible, upside up or inside out.
oh yes.
But the true and living God, we are stand still and we are clean together and we are watch the salvation. And before I go, I want people to understand that the Jamaican people come out to vote.
Exactly.
And they vote, some get suppression. Yes, there are a few we sell them vote and don't need a man and so. But the few that the few when we would make we lose.
Exactly.
Most of the losing come from the EOJ along with this man, Cliff Hughes and Dushanti.
Exactly.
Okay? So I don't say nigga man in a one, it go on, we understand. But they do the bigger part. Cliff Hughes called the election for jail people before it backs don't count. That is enough. The ego get more on them. That's why they put too much. Today in the ego, they put more balance in the back more when Andrew won his constituency. Right? But as I say again, comrade people, Jamaican people, let us humble ourselves, call upon the Lord in his between our left way, and maybe what the salvation and emerge. You see, 1,000 years in this sight is like an evening gone.
Seems so.
But make I tell them, fire up, burn them. The amount of fire that even water can put for them fire. Oh, all of them people in civil society, church, police, everybody who gang up for the Jamaican people, Papa the baby in a belly, the one who not conceive it, and do this on the one pay daily and Mr. Donald Trump. May I beg you, FBI, Scotland Yard, carry more now in our name, will help Jamaica, help with. Come clean out yours for we, and we don't want to be cleaning. We don't want to be cleaning method, and come. We can't depend on Jamaican cleaner than for cleaning. Because they not go clean it good. We are dependent on for cleaning. And I heal back and thank you again. I made a good Lord bless people
my sister.
on our family and big up on yourself. As long as you put up something, we will be there because you are kept with, because all our hope and faith gone. Right? No more run to one house, feel like a whole tough back, like we don't one house yet. No more university, but God is in control.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Big up on yourself.
Blessings, Sister Pat, and what good. Right, and yes, wifey, here you go. Let me just hand over to you to close us out.
Okay. So I'm endorsing what Sister Pat said about people turned out, because if people didn't really turn out, we wouldn't have got the 14 additional seats and plus the 97,000 more votes. So a lot of shenanigans took place, unfortunately, but people did turn up to vote.
Oh yes, and I do understand.
To everyone who turned out to vote and who stood fast and did not sell their vote and tried to vote for a bright and a better future for all Jamaicans and Jamaica.
All right, Melting Pot, Spinks, bless up yourself.
Right.
All right.
So, well, good. Safe travel on the gravel until next time. Bless up.
All right, people, we are out. Well, good.
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right kind of stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.